A father of three who was injured during a home invasion has accused police of downplaying his ordeal to manipulate local crime statistics. Force Command has denied fudging the figures, instead blaming an administrative error.
Jeff Brooks had to think quick to save himself during a dramatic home invasion. He latched onto the bonnet of the intruder's getaway car as it was driven towards him at speed. The impact left him with injuries, including extensive cuts and grazes.
The top half of me was on the bonnet. My legs were dragging on the ground in front of the radiator. I could easily have gone under. They were accelerating as hard as they could.
Just over a fortnight ago, two people in a blue hatch drove up to Jeff Brooks's family home at Connewarre. They entered a downstairs workshop and grabbed power tools as well as a valuable and antique pedal car. The fact Jeff's teenage children and wife were just metres away was not a deterrent.
I feel pretty unsafe at home now. I don't want to be left alone in case this happens again.
Jeff arrived home while the crooks were still there and followed them as they attempted to leave. The first police to respond recorded the crime as a burglary.
There's a lot of other offences that should have been written up as, and they haven't done that. And I believe it is intentional strategy to underreport crime.
A father of three says he could have died in his driveway after thieves fleeing in a car mowed him down. But as Mark Santomartino reports, police have denied playing down the crime.
Retracing his steps,
My legs were dragging on the ground in front of the radiator.
Jeff Brooks knows he's lucky to be alive, dragged 50 metres by a car that had just been used to rob his home.
They knew I was here and they targeted me. They could have gone around me. They chose to run me down.
The father of three was out when, in the dead of night, the crooks approached. Headlights on, they park around the side of the Connewarre property, unseen by Jeff's daughters playing outside.
Pretty scary because it's only 10 metres away from the trampoline.
Stealing a vintage pedal car and 6-week-old power tools, the thieves try to leave, only to find the gate has been closed by Mr Brooks, who had just returned home.
They accelerated at me and hit me with the car. I ended up on the bonnet of the car, travelled 50 metres up the driveway and eventually slid off and fortunately wasn't run over.
Speeding through acres of farmland, the thieves escape, crashing through a wire fence as Jeff lay bleeding on the ground.
Heaps of blood all down his arm, and it was pretty traumatising to see.
Police reports frustrating Mr Brooks after listing the offence as a simple burglary.
The sort of thing that should be written up if your garden gnome gets stolen.
It's taken 2 weeks and the media spotlight to have the crime reclassified by police. Detectives scoffing at suggestions they were trying to play down the crime stats and have chalked this up to a rare error.
To downplay crime for a local area manager to do that only shoots himself in the foot. So there's no way there's been any interference.
Detectives are looking for a blue hatchback. Mark Santomartino, 9 News.